I went to Scotland a few months ago, went up to Rosslyn Chapel, and whilst in Scotland and in close proximity I met up with paranormal UFO researcher Chris Meek, and it was great to meet him face to face on his home turf, so to speak. I did a bit of filming, he told me about a few accounts, and for some reason, whilst up at one of these locations, 25 minutes of talking to Chris just condensed into about 30 seconds on this GoPro. Everything before it were okay, everything after it were okay. So, Chris, being the true kind of gentleman that he is, he went out on his own afterwards and sent us a bit of footage of the area. So we'll look at that now.
This is Cairn Papel. Well, the stairs to Cairn Papel, and you'll understand why I think this is one of the most prominent paranormal places in this area. So the reason I would say it's one of the most prominent paranormal type places, I don't know if this place is a draw or no, but when you talk about UFO reports and paranormal things, people always think of Bonnybridge, which isn't too far from here. The thing with that is the multiple UFO reports that have been back in the day in Bonnybridge, some still proceed to this day, but the reason I have a prominent thing about this place is the different phenomena that's been seen and experienced right round about this area. Is this the centre point yet? Don't know, but there is multiple phenomena, as you'll see. So Bonnybridge is basically, as far as I can see there, you've got the windmills just up there behind the hills, not too far. You're maybe looking about 15, 16 miles away down to Bonnybridge. That's where multiple UFO sightings were. Late 80s, right up to the late 90s. You're hundreds of reports. I mean, you're maybe in the region of like 600 reports or something like that, if not more than that. Multiple stuff. UFOs, abduction scenarios, craft, seen different types, loads of different sightings over the years. Then you've got, so that's 15, 16 miles away this way. The town over the side here you see, which is Armadale, town I was brought up in. That's only as a crow flies, roughly about 3-4 miles away. Let's say about 4. Multiple sightings and that over there as well. Back in the day, in the mid-80s, 2 police officers seen what they described as a closed pole type UFO. Also, 2 brothers seen this exact same UFO, at a different angle, seen something totally different. They never came forward. Also in Armadale as well was where the Andrew Swan UFO triangular craft was seen as well. Police involved, potential abduction scenario in all the papers. That was in '94. So as I say, 4 miles away. If you look over this direction, you can hardly see it this morning because of the cloud cover, but there's a row of hills over here called the Pentland Hills, which is roughly about 15 miles away. You're looking there where was one of the most prominent UFO abduction cases in Scotland. It was the A70 case, where at the foot of one of the hills you actually can see the hills on a good day. The road runs parallel with it. You'd seen a craft above the road. Arrived home later on at night, and it was the missing time about 2 hours. So through regression, it was a full-blown abduction scenario. Quite a really decent story. Malcolm Robinson did a book in it as well, so it's worth looking into. But prominent case, 15 miles away. You look over here, you've got a bank of trees there running down. Over the back of the trees, there's another bank of trees in the background. you're roughly looking about 5-6 miles away. That's where the Bob Taylor case took place. That was in 1979. Landed craft, forestry workers seen it, and two ball-like kind of robotic things came out the craft and tried to drag him away. He he collapsed and woke up later on, and this thing had disappeared. Police involved. There was indentations in the forest. They took his trousers away for analysation and stuff like that. Prominent case, very, very prominent case. Well-respected guy. Believed him. I think even the police reported it as assault by unknown persons. So that was there. That was only about roughly 5 miles from here. You've then got another prominent UFO case, not well known. It's not really known at all. I mean, I can know this. I'm not going to go into too much detail with it, but it happened in the same area 2 years prior. Classic UFO style sighting in that as well. So over that kind of area, you've then got this area as well, where there's multiple UFO reports been seen over the years. Close back as like 2020, there was large sphere seen going down behind just the tops of the trees. You can just see over the back of that hill. They're just quite close. You're only looking a mile away here, if that. Large sphere like object on behind there. That's been seen on numerous occasions as well. Quite a few reports of that. That was 2020. Also above the town of Bathgate, which is just down below that hill there. You're only looking about like a mile or so away. A large triangular shaped craft seen in the sky going through the clouds, 2015, and that was another prominent sighting. No well-known sighting, but this thing was massive as far as I was told. It was a size of like an aircraft carrier or aircraft hangar, as I can remember. Loads of reports run about here. So in regards to that set of trees, I just showed you just the other side of the kind of cars there. You see like the tops of the trees, mile away roughly. That's where the Silverman cryptid type sighting took place. That was like some type of I don't know, they described it a kind of light being stroke kind of cryptid, which was like big and bulky in size, running in the forest as a family were driving their car in 1988. Interestingly enough, before I actually knew the location, I had an experience in the same wooded area where I had the fear factor for some strange reason. It was like 50 metres from the same spot. I wasn't even known with the case at that point. That was about 20 years prior to being actually known about the case. So multiple kind of things in this area right across. This here, prominent, this is Cairn Papal Hill, prominent, it was a henge at one point, a wooden henge. So it dates back about 5,500 years. Prominent hill in the area. Obviously the rest of the area dates back 5,500 years, but people have been coming here, burying their dead. And then the Christians came up and buried their dead as well, because they've usually done that with pagan sites. But this dates back to like 5,500 years, where people have been coming here for some reason. Also there's burial mounds in elsewhere, so where the Silverman case was spotted, there's been burial mounds over there as well. And as well, people have reported on occasion of being bipedally followed out here at night by something big following them out. So a lot of different cases in this area. There's probably more I've just kind of forgot, but you can see here, Prominent Hill. So you've got the 54th channel here, Pentland Hills, Edinburgh in the background, and then right in the middle of the central belt of Scotland here. So, recorded this video mainly. Paul was up a few weeks back, and we had a discussion on some of the bits of the area, and we made a short video. But ironically enough, with some of these technological things that happen now and again in these places, it worked at the start, worked at the end, the whole bit in between didn't work at all. Fast forwarded right through it, didn't work for some reason. So I'm up here again, just making a short video, discuss some of these points. what I will do is I'm going to actually go to all these locations I've spoke about, and we'll do a short video on the different locations where they are and show you exactly where they are. We'll pinpoint them. Interesting area I find here. Still really untapped into. Loads of people see things. Not a lot of people still come forward because of the stigma. But stuff goes on. So that's me signing out. Chris from the Scottish Paranormal podcast. Catch you all later.